What's going on, folks? So it is late October in Texas. I think it's the 23rd. So right now my plan is just to get out there, see if I can stick a doe. I'm not gonna be able to hunt here for a couple more weeks. It'll give it good time to relax before the rut, but I've been seeing does, so that's just kind of my plan for tonight. So get out there with the Hoyt. Hopefully we can stick something and get it done. The first deer to wander in was a little buck fawn. He wandered in all by himself, a little bit nervously, but he was just checking out the feeders, hoping for some corn. A couple minutes later, a nice buck wandered in. He approached from cover and from downwind, unlike the young immature buck fawn. I could tell he was a little bit smarter, and seeing a buck like this was really exciting. Perfectly symmetrical, nice, healthy 8-point. But after getting a good look at him, I was pretty sure he was a 3.5-year-old. Now up north this may look like a 2.5-year-old, but down here that's definitely a 3.5-year-old. Great, healthy looking deer, and one that's super tempting, but I know this is a good one to pass because next year he just may be a stud. A few minutes later, the neighbors showed up to the party. A little basket rack buck, I think he was a little 8-point, very young deer, 1.5-year-old, and then another little buck fawn following right behind him, all ready for some corn. Finally, I got a glimpse of 2 young does working in from the opposite direction. Now, it's cool to see all these young bucks, but ultimately in early season, this is a good time to take a doe, and so that's what I was after. I then saw a pig come out by itself and hang up at the tree line. Normally I'm all about shooting hogs every chance I get, but today I was actually hoping the pig wouldn't come in because I knew it would scare away all the deer. When the doe turned to look at the hog, I knew that was my chance. Alright, that hit was not good. It wasn't awful, but it was not good. So she was quartering away, so I intended to hold a little bit further back. Normally I like tucking it right behind that shoulder, but with a quartering away shot, a little further back's ideal, but I actually hit it quite a bit further back. There was a pig coming in, they were all looking at the pig, and I was worried that they were gonna run out of there, so I just kind of took the shot I had. But did not look good. Went in right in front of the last rib, I think. So that would probably be a liver hit, which would be fatal, but not super quick and not the most effective shot. So there's a chance that she's laying down there dead right now, but I don't want to go charging in there and potentially bump that deer and never find her again. Especially out here, it's so dusty. Finding blood's very hard. but it's also not that cold, so I'm kind of in a pickle. I can't just leave her sitting all night. So I think what I need to do, it's been an hour since the shot right now. If I go over to camp, say hey to the guys there, eat some dinner, and then come back out in an hour and a half or so, that'll be probably, by the time I do that, probably 3 hours after the shot. I think that's probably about the right window. So that's what I'm gonna do. I had it all lined up, felt pretty good, kind of quick when I shot, but stuff happened. So we'll see, hopefully we'll recover this doe. Well, last night I was looking and looking. I found some blood. Followed that blood trail for probably about 60 yards and then just couldn't find anything else. And so it wasn't getting that cold, so I was a little bit worried about letting it sit, but I kind of ran out of options. I stayed out here looking actually till my flashlight ran out of batteries. So at first I was seeing blood drops like this. Real dark blood, but not a ton, but obviously moving that way. And again, this was all looking at night, and so this is one of those things that just sucks about evening hunts, because what's now, I don't know, seems fairly obvious to me. When you're hands and knees with a flashlight, it's hard to find even the stuff that right now stands out pretty good. But I followed that blood trail, then I started seeing some blood like this, and I'm just kind of walking the trail just to show y'all. Hopefully you can learn from my lesson. And I started seeing more, still dark blood, but more like this. So I thought that looked pretty good, and it's pretty regular here. Definitely good blood there. Drip. So seeing quite a bit, and it was like that for about 15 yards, and then just little drips. And then I threw this OSHA vest down just to mark the spot, but I found this spot right here. And I feel like, I don't know, maybe she coughed up a bunch of blood or something, but there's like spray, like all over. Look at all those ants on the blood. So good blood there. What's crazy is I found one little like drop in here that I don't even think it was blood. It was just like a wet spot on a leaf, and so I don't know if it was like, I don't know, drool or spit or what. I found that there, and then I found one little drop up there, and then I've got this in front of me. So if I make a line, last night I searched through all here. Seems like it makes sense, right? But she hooked around this way. And I even looked over here, man. I walked all around here, and honestly I probably walked 10 yards from her, and it sucks that I was that close and didn't find her. Nope. And then there's all these little like purple grass stems that were throwing me off. But never saw any blood, but when I was searching this morning, I heard some pigs back here. And the damn pigs got my deer. So they just opened her up and ate everything. Now, this back ham didn't get touched, so there's a chance, a small chance that's still good. So I'll check that out. But anything that's on the downside, you know, any spoilage is getting drained down, so that's not going to be good. Obviously, the shoulders are gone, the back straps are gone. Freaking pigs, man. But this upsets me. It sucks to have this happen. And that's, I guess, the highs and lows of hunting. I'm going to go ahead and grab my license and throw my tag on this deer because I killed it. I don't get another shot. So I'm going to notch my tag. That's my deer. It sucks that it goes down that way, but I guess some lessons learned. Deer tend to run back to where they came from, even though the blood was pointing me that way. She hooked around and she had come in from this way. So that's something I know, but this is a good reminder of that. Bring 3 times as many flashlights as you think you're gonna need. So I was out here searching and just don't give up. keep going. I searched for about an hour and a half, and what's crazy is it's not a big area, and in daylight, like, it seems really obvious that, yep, there she is. But at night, when your hands and knees looking for pinpricks of blood, it's tough. And so, I don't know, just keep going, I guess. Because if I had found her at midnight last night, still would have been good. But I'm just pissed because I don't know, I practiced so that I can make a good shot, so that I can go that, and then this shot was not a good shot. It wasn't awful. I mean, big picture, she went 140 yards from the impact. That's not far. I've seen deer hit with a rifle run that far. But it was, the track job was a failure. Honestly, it was just because I hit her in the guts. I just didn't get good blood, and that's why I didn't find her. So take your time, get a good shot, don't rush it, don't waste a deer like I just did. And if you have pigs, shoot them all, because they'll get your deer. So actually, one slight bit of positive news. So that back quarter, that back ham that still had the hide on, I skinned that out. The meat was actually cool to the touch, hadn't been touched by pigs, and wasn't stinky. So I went ahead and cut off that ham. It all looked clean and good, so I think we're actually good, and I'll be able to get that part now. Obviously, I'm still very disappointed that I killed a deer and it's a 70% loss, and I'm only getting a tiny bit of meat off of it, but better to get something than nothing. Now, I was pretty conservative with what I kept, so I didn't even cut close to all the way into the hip or anything like that, just because those, you know, where those large bones are is where it stays warm and where it might spoil. But I think it's good. I'm gonna take it into the kitchen, give it a rinse, and just double check everything. But I think that's good. So ultimately, it's fun to get out deer hunting, but when you do something like this, I don't know, it seems like about once a year I kind of have a moment kind of like this, that I screw something up or something happens, and it bothers me. Like, it's sad to see an animal die without being fully utilized. So hopefully you can learn something from this. Man, it was so close to where I was that I could have found it. It was so close. But again, hopefully you learn from either my mistakes or just whatever happened here, and you can just take that lesson and apply it to your own hunt. So things didn't go as planned, but we got some meat out of it at least. So until next time, stay safe, be free, and never stop seeking adventure.